We keep on applying, but we don't get any reply. Recently, in the MCA portal, they have changed the system of filing the forms for LLP since March. Until now, we are unable to file the forms. So this is the challenge with technology. Technology, yes, there are some challenges which will be there for the initial period when we start anything. Initial GST, when it started with a single website all over the India. Then initial problems were there. Sometimes we are unable to file the return. Sometimes the data is not getting updated. Sometimes the JSON file is corrupted. That was there in the first initial 6 to 5 months or a year. But later on, as we progress further, we have seen that the GST portal now is far more better than what it was earlier. Now, a lot of controls have been issued. Artificial intelligence has been placed. In future, a lot of artificial intelligence is going to be used and taken over by the technology. Most of our work will be taken over by artificial intelligence because everything today has become data. Data automation, data software, lot of data work is going on. Even in GST, we see that everything what it is only data. The ASMT 10 notice which we are receiving, what it is only data. The GSTR 1 you have filed, the GSTR 3B you have filed, they have compared the data, and then just click of a button, notice is sent to everyone without no one looking at the notice, whether the notice is correct or wrong. So technology is one such thing which is increasing in a faster pace. Now, if we talk, when I started my articleship during 2097, a change in the system of technology used to take 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 years. But nowadays, every now and then, the technology is changing. It has become a little difficult for us to cope up. But since we are in practice, all the members are in practice, day-to-day activities, whatever we do, apart from consulting, the compliance-related work, everything is online. Even the assessment procedure is online. Even the filing of returns is online. Receiving the notice is also online. Whether you see WhatsApp or not, you have to see your email. You have to check whether you have received proper email or not, any notices or not, because now everything is system generated. If a notice is given within 7 days, you don't reply, automatically it is rejected. The way at which the technology is working. So today's session is on CA Office Technology Update. I have tried my level best to make some updates of what changes we can make in our office to ensure that we are getting updated with the technology. What I am talking today, maybe after 2 years, you ask me to talk in the same topic, maybe the things will not be same. So we don't have a choice. We have to get updated with the technology, whether we want or whether we don't want. Today, the way the older things used to work is not going to work. If we are going to work, then the work will be delayed, process will be delayed, work will be slow. So in pandemic, we have seen that one important factor that everyone required was that data was not online. Suddenly one fine day, what happened? Lockdown happened. And you were unable to access your office data. So we had practical challenges. We only have offline data. Some of them have online data. Those who had online data were very successful in spite of being in the home. They were able to provide the work. All said and done, whether it is a small office, whether it is a big office, or whether it is a medium office. Today, we have to take care that the technological changes is updated in our office. Otherwise, we will be outdated. So our investment should be there. Yearly, we have to ensure that some amount of money is provided or saved only for the technology update. Everything is license based today. It is not that earlier you buy one software You pay it 5,000 rupees, lifetime free. Now softwares are not like that. Everything is license based. Yearly you have to pay, monthly you have to pay. We have to spend some money. That is only our investment. That is only our asset. So I'll just share the PPT before starting the session. So anytime if you feel any doubt you have, you can just type in the chat box or you can raise your hand. I'll be happy to provide you some solution to the extent possible. Hope the PPT is visible to all. Yes or no? Yes. Is the PPT visible? Is my voice clear? Okay, thank you. Okay. So now, how normally we manage the data in the office? If you go in any office, CA office, most of the office, whether small or medium size, what is the basic structure of our data? We have a desktop or a server, we have a LAN along with the Wi-Fi connection, we have a printer, we have scanner, and we are using regularly the Excel, Word, and the other tax software. Someone mic is on. Request everyone to please mute yourself. Okay. So this is the typical system which we are having in our office, whether we have 10 people or 20 people. My voice is not clear. Is my voice clear now?
Yes, sir. Clear, sir.
Okay, fine. So in a typical office, CA office, you go, this is the system. Now, what are the changes that can be made? So before going to that, we will see what are the challenges at present we are facing in the present maintenance or the method we save the data. One, in the present system, our data is offline. What do you mean by our data is offline? Our data is only in the office. Maximum, we might be using the AnyDesk or remote desktop for the purpose of connecting the data. But for that also, in your office, your server should be switched on, your system should be switched on, someone should be sitting, and then only you will be able to access. Though there are some softwares which help you to enable or switch on the system automatically, but in spite of that, certain troubles we are facing. So the major challenge which we are facing today is the data being offline. Now today we all know that we do multiple tasks. We have to file the GST return, we have to file the income tax return, we have to file the TDS return, and whenever any notices come, reconciliation has become very, very important. Unless and until the data is stored properly and we are not able to take back the data properly, it becomes difficult to reply to all the notice. First important change what you need to make to ensure that your data is proper and centralized. So biggest challenge today which we are facing is our data is offline and we are unable to access from our client place, from where we are going or from where we are. So one is that change which we are facing. Next biggest challenge which most of us are facing is that today you see monthly by 11th you have to file the GSTR1, then by 20th you have to file the 3D, then for the quarterly return filers you have to make the payment, then quarterly return filers you have to file the return, then quarterly TDS filing is there. Lot of compliances are there which has to be done. And we have staff, limited number of staff. Today the challenge also we are facing that we have limited number of staff and we allocate lot of tasks to the staff, but we are unable to get proper report from them, proper subject, whether they have completed the task or not, what is the status of their task, we are unable to properly organize the task which is allotted to our staff. This is the second challenge which we are facing. Since till now, many of us are still using the manual method of allocating the task. Some of them are using some software. Some of them are not using the software. So that is one challenge which we are facing. Next big challenge is that we have no or limited access to licensed software. Today, the software has become very, very costly. Just a few days back, I was talking to one of my friends. He was telling that we want to install the Windows original in all the system. And he was asking which is good, whether OEM version is good or two type of version is there. He said that OEM version is once you install in a system, if the system hard disk is gone, then your software, the operating system is also gone. So these kind of challenges are there, and the cost is also 7,000, 8,000 rupees per Windows if you want to install original. So next big challenge is that if you have 10 or 15 systems, for buying the software, buying original Windows itself, yearly you have to spend lakhs of rupees for the software only. So that is another challenge. Then how to switch from work from home. That is also a next biggest challenge. Since the data is offline, we are unable to switch to work from home. Either we take the data, say 2 days holiday is there, we want to work from home. What we do, we take the data from the pen drive, then go to home, put in our laptop, do the working. Then forget to update the data in the system. That is another challenge which we face. Next biggest problem is the difficulty in staff communication. There is a lot of miscommunication and communication differences, what we state to staff, what they do, whether they have updated, they are also not updating. So all these practical problems we are facing. And again, restricted client meeting. Anyway, nowadays Zoom is there. So Zoom has helped us to a bigger level. Today, nowadays, I also fix a lot of meetings whenever a client is outstation, instead of going there and fixing a meeting. So we can fix with all these technologies. At least with this technology, we can fix client meetings in the virtual mode. Even our meeting today, you are in Madurai, I am in Chennai. Earlier, I used to travel to Madurai and then give the lectures. Now it is becoming Chennai. Sitting in Chennai, I can do workshops all over India. And the biggest next challenge is how to set up a efficient support. Unless and until one person is there in your office to take care of the technology, it becomes very, very difficult. Most of you are proprietary concerns. Most of you are small or medium practice. It becomes difficult for us to manage the system and the technology. Already we are stressed with a lot of work, tension in the notice and the notice. Lot of notice suddenly client is telling that reconciliation, or suddenly 2B is popping up, suddenly website is not working. All these problems are coming, and in spite of that, suddenly one day you go and system is not working. So unless and until you don't have a dedicated technology person, it becomes little difficult for us. Today, like how we have articles and staff, one technology person is must in our office who can take care of our technological requirements. So how to change this? First, you need to have the proper mindset. Yes, we want to change this. If you, unless and until you don't fix your mind that you want to update the technology, it doesn't happen. Yes, technology is costly. It is not comes cheap. Unless and until you don't fix that some amount has to be charged or some expenses has to be made, unless and until you don't do these things, don't happen. Otherwise, you will be keeping on struggling. By using the technology, lot of things can be automated. Next is the skill set. Seri, நம்ம mindset பண்றோம் சார். சரி, okay, இதெல்லாம் பண்ணோம். Next என்ன பண்ணோம்? Next is skill set. Skill set தான், that's what I'm telling. That in your office, you should have one person, at least one person who is taking care of your technology. Otherwise, it becomes difficult. One is your technology knowledge. Second is your staff technology knowledge. And over all the and above, if you are more than say 10 people or 12 people, at least one person should be there in your office who is knowing about the technology, who is knowing the system, who is knowing what your system is, what your methodology is, so that suddenly some problem crops up, he is able to control you, or he is able to help you, or you should get an AMC with such kind of person who can help you with all these problems. So once you have the mindset, once you take the training for the softwares, for the skills what are required to be updated, then you need the necessary tool set. What do you mean by tool set? You should purchase the necessary softwares. What are the softwares required for it? Implement those softwares, use those softwares. Until and unless you don't use the softwares, you will not know how to proceed further. These are the three important things to adopt the latest technology. Now, why should I change to the technology? That is the next question. Okay, sir. Yes, you can do, but problem is time consumption. Today, time is money. Everything is time. Earlier, if you don't file the return on time, it doesn't make a lot of difference unless and until the officer is sending you a notice. Interest will not be charged. But now you don't file the return on time. 20th night, 12:02 seconds you file a return. Immediately next month, 50 rupees penalty. Late fee is updated in your return automatically. Today, if you don't do the compliance on time, system automatically calculates the late fees, and in the next month return, it adds you. You don't file the MCA returns on time, you don't file the income tax return on time, automatically the late fee is calculated. So it is very, very important that you need to update to the technology. One, why? This will increase your output. Once your systems are in place, this will surely increase your output. I myself am using a lot of data like Excel tools, lot of tools I am using. Nowadays, we know that while filing GST or 9, reconciliation has become a tough job. It takes a lot of time. You have to take the data from the tally, then you have to take the data from the download from the website, GST portal, then you have to match the data, then where the data is not matching, all those reconciliation need to be done. Apart from that, 2A reconciliation needs to be done. Lot of data work is going on. So using the technology, now GSTR 9, since I know Excel, I have prepared myself some template. So which worked earlier before the template, it used to take 7 or 8 hours to prepare a GSTR 9 summary of what is the difference. Now the same work is done by my staff using the template within 1 or half an hour. 1 hour or 1.5 hours. Same way, we prepare the balance sheet. How do we prepare the balance sheet? From Tally, we export to Excel and then we prepare the balance sheet without any linking to Tally. So this way, when you link your Tally with your Excel on a real-time basis and do the work, surely your output will be increased. Your time will be saved. So you have to use the tools which are available. Even Excel, I will tell you, a wonderful tool. Excel, Google Sheets are wonderful tool which you can utilize for your day-to-day activities with some examples I'm going to show in the coming slide. Next is that once you adopt some software for tracking the task and scheduling, your work goes on time. If something misses out, now every month, what I have to do, you have to tell someone, okay, sit, check whether all the returns are filed or not. Your person will tell you that, sir, I have filed the return. Suddenly next month, we will get a notice that this return has not been filed. Then your staff will tell, sir, yes, sir, I have submitted, but I have not filed. All these troubles happen. So tracking of task and scheduling, if it is manual now, you have to change to some software or Excel or some other tool to ensure that tracking is done. Even Google Sheet you can use where it can be shared with multiple people. Then structured data maintenance. So today, we all know the importance of data. What working we are doing today, within the next 1 year or within the next 2 years, we will surely need that working. Disturbance in audio. Just a second.
Audio is in breaking in between, sir.
1 minute, I'll just check. Okay. Again, technology problem.
Yes.
Yeah, Yeah, just a second. Is my voice audible now?
Sound
Now is my voice audible? Hello?
It seems to be okay, sir.
Okay, yeah. Oh, I've changed the data also. 1 minute. Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, now it is okay, fine. Yeah. Now is my voice clear?
Yes, fine.
Okay, fine. So this is what technology, sometimes it creates disturbance. So we have to manage, we don't have a choice. Okay, fine. So now structured data maintenance. The next biggest thing is that, as I was discussing, that every month we are doing the filing. After 1 year, we need we need to prepare a report, or we get a notice. For that, we have to properly verify what we have filed at that point of time. So unless and until, one is your data storage, second is your retrieval of data. These are two important things you have to take care. So once you properly adopt the data structure, what happens is your data storage is centralized. Your data access can be easy. In a future date, when you receive a notice, what was the working done at that point of time? That data is stored properly, then only your work becomes easy. Otherwise, what happens if you don't have the working paper properly? Again, you waste time creating all the working papers to check how the value was given, how the difference is there, and all those troubles will appear. Next, easy accessibility and sharing. Once the data is centralized, what happens? You will get better access. Sharing also becomes easy. Suddenly, you are somewhere else, or you are out of station. In your mobile nowadays, all the data can be viewed. So even Tally, if you see, the mobile version has come. So everything can be adjusted in the mobile phone. So future people will be moving rather than the computers and software. You will find that the apps are going to play the bigger role than computers and software. Our future computer will be our mobile only. Most of the things we will be doing in mobile. Today also a lot of things. Now today, if you want to give confirmation for any program, we apply for the Google form. So this becomes more easy and we get that access easily. Data sharing is done easily. Next is improved communication. Once a proper system is in place and proper communication is sent, that's the click of a button, automatically it will go to the concerned person and they will give an email. Then again they will reply. So all these automatic approval process can also be done. So nowadays, most of the people have changed from email to WhatsApp communication. So even WhatsApp communication, if you see, a lot of apps are available where it can integrate your software or integrate your communication software, task software with the WhatsApp. Once you schedule a task, click a button, automatically it will go to the WhatsApp person. And once he gives a reply, automatically it will be updated in the task. So these kind of software are also available. So your data storage and backup and security is must. Nowadays, viruses, we all know that lot of problem they are creating in spite of so many antivirus software. Nowadays, ransomware attack is also being done where your data is theft is done, and then to release that data, they ask money. So unless and until you don't have a proper storage and backup facility, it becomes difficult for you to maintain the data for the future purpose. And your value of firm will increase and the time will improve. You will have a better time management and remote working can also be possible. So what are the essential tools you need to know? Now we have understood that yes, we have to make the changes. We have to adopt the technology. New technology is required. But what should I do first? First, you have to check your computer system. Computer system structure. We will talk about one by one in the next slides. Then you have to use certain document management tools for managing your documents and your workings. then you should use some proper communication tools, some office management tools, your productivity tools, remote working tools, and work-specific software. These are the 7 areas we have to ensure that in our office, we are customizing it properly or designing it properly to ensure that we get the proper output. So computer system structure, basically, as on date, most of the office, but some of the office have gone online, most of the office are still offline. Some of the office are half offline, half online. That means they use Google Drive or OneDrive for the purpose of data storage. But there are also certain limitation is there in access and update of the data. So presently in offline computing, what happens is you have a server system or a computer or a high-speed computer. You have a LAN in your office, and then you use AnyDesk, TeamViewer, or remote desktop to access the data. But there's something called as online computing. Now, online computing means it is website computing. Everything is through website. You can operate your computer through your mobile phone. That is the power of online computing. That is called as cloud computing or anywhere access computing. You open your mobile phone, access to your online computing. You can access to your Tally folders. You can access even your Tally in your mobile phone, because your mobile phone will become your system in the online computing. Now, even in offline computing, you can make it online computing. So there are 2 methods. So before going to offline and online computing, how to make offline computing online, we will just understand what is the difference between offline and online. So when it comes to hardware deployment, so what are the hardware which is there? If you see in-house IT software, if you are having your offline system, then you will have your own computers, you should own your own system, you should own your own software, you should own your own license. All those things will be owned. Your printer, a lot of data, that is your software, everything will be your in-house infrastructure. And then you have to appoint a person for AMC to take care of all the systems in your office, all those things, troubles are there. And in case of online system, what it is, your total system, that is your total Windows server itself is in online. You will be accessing it through internet. Even if you have a tab, even if you have a simple computer, even if you have a simple mobile phone, using the mobile phone, tab or computer, you can access your online server with the same speed. If your system speed is also slow, no problem. If your internet is good, that is more than enough. Then with the same speed of what your server is working, same speed your system will work. Your system speed will not define your working speed in the online server. It is the online server speed which is going to define your system speed. Next, the cost involved. Now, at present, if you want to set up a whole technology system in your office, you have to invest in server. Server cost somewhere from 1 lakh rupees to 5 lakh, 10 lakh rupees. Depending upon the So depending upon the what server you are using, how many people are using your server, based on that server are purchased. Then you have to purchase system. Now in online computing, just the system cost will be there, networking cost will be there, UPS cost will be there, but UPS cost will be less, because when you have your server in your office, then you need high-end UPS system for maintaining the server 24 hours online. Then licensing cost is also high. So a lot of investment is made on the licensing of the system, on the server system, on the UPS, backup, all those things, a lot of investment is involved. But when it comes to online system of method, your systems will be there as it is, your Wi-Fi will be there as it is, but based on your usage, you are going to use the resources. That means what? If you switch on your server for 1 hour in a day, then you will be charged only for 1 hour. If you switch on your server for 10 hours in a day, then you will charge only for 10 hours. So the charges of the server online is based on your usage. So you have to switch it on, like how you switch on and shut down the system. You switch on and shut down the online server. According to the number of hours, the billing will be done. Then security is low and medium in our office because a lot of hacking can be done. Since we don't have that much secured system in our office, hacking becomes more easy. But in the online environment, like Azure, Microsoft Azure and Amazon, many banks are also having their data online in server like Azure and Amazon server. All those servers, they are having the data. It is highly secure. Remote chance of the security being attack being made by the ransomware attack is there because they have already their systems in place to ensure that your data is safe. Next, the flexibility. Yes, our current system is not that much flexible, but once you generate the online system, you can work from anywhere. It will help you to work from anywhere, whether it is mobile or tab or computer, wherever you are. You need one system, you will get the speed of your server, which is online. So backup and recovery, you should use your software, but in the online system, you can set the process how you want, whether you want to take the full backup, whether you want to take the incremental backup, how many times you want to take, all those settings can be done. And even the updation of the software, you have to do it manually, or you should call the software person and then do it. But in the cloud service, the updation will be done automatically. So this is with regard to online and offline computing. Now there's another option. What it is, sir, can I make my system which is offline as online? Yes, that is also possible. I don't want to go to Amazon. I don't want to go to Azure. I don't want to go to Google Cloud or any other services. My server, I want to make it online. Is it possible? Yes, that is also possible. But for that, you should take a dedicated IP static. Now, normally you have two type of IP address. One is static IP address and one is dynamic IP address. So you should take a static IP address, a fixed IP address from the Airtel or the BSNL to get that. So how is that done is your existing server should have a Windows server that will be connected to RDP, that is remote desktop, Microsoft remote desktop, through your system. But for that, you should have a proper antivirus software, then you should have a proper net and access all those data. Technology is required. And you should also have good UPS system if you want to make your office system online to access anywhere. That process is also there. You can meet some good software person who can help you to do that. But then again, limitation is there. You should buy a high-end server, then only more number of users can work. Otherwise, if you have 5 to 10, then medium-sized server up to maybe 75,000 or 1 lakh can be purchased. Now, what is cloud computing? Now, cloud computing, what it is normally what we do is we buy a computer system. Right? In the computer system, what we do? Normally, we will install Windows, we will install Excel, Word, and all other software. Now, this Windows, if you want to buy, then it is costly. And if you want to buy a server, then it will cost you 30, 40,000 depending upon what is the server software you are buying. And then a system is prepared, and then each system is interconnected through LAN. We have a data in one place and we access the data from the server where the data is stored. Now, how we have a computer system, same way, cloud computing means in the online, what you do is you go to Microsoft Azure. You tell me, boss, I want a cloud computing. Okay, what do you want to do? Like if you want to buy a laptop, what you do? Sir, what is the speed? Whether it is i5, i6, i7, 4th generation, 5th generation, 7th generation, what is the RAM? What is the hard disk size, whether it is 1 TB, 2 TB, 3 TB, all these features you see. Same way, if you go to cloud computing, say website like Microsoft Azure, it will give you a list of system speed. That is, they will have your server speed, like 1 core, 2 core, 3 core, 4 core, multiple core, they calculate based on the processor. So based on that, you select the speed based on your number of users. If you have number of users as 10, then you can select 4-core processor or 6-core processor. If you have 20 or 30, then you should select high-speed servers. Now, based on which type of server you select, the monthly charges will be calculated based on the hourly usage. And what is the advantage is that one, you purchase a server on rent from online, and they will provide you the Windows original server license. For that also, they charge you some amount, which is included in your monthly charges. So you don't have to spend heavy money on the online computing. So what is the advantage of this is, one, you need not invest much on the server, physical server, 75,000, 1 lakh, not much on the UPS, not much on the backup system, not much on the antivirus software, not much on the original Windows software. Everything you can get from the online. For each and everything, money is there, nothing is free. You want this service, backup service, some amount will be added. You want higher speed, some amount will be added. You want higher size, you want 1 TB hard disk, then amount will be added. You want 2 TB hard disk, then your monthly amount will increase. Based on your configuration, your monthly amount will increase. So one is your reduction in capital cost. Second, no UPS. If you have system, basic UPS you can use for the system. If system is also disconnected, suddenly what happens is, in our system we are working in Tally, in our computer, and suddenly the power goes off. What happens? Sometimes the data is corrupted. Now, if you are using online computing and suddenly power goes off, your online computer is still on unless and until you don't shut down. So your chances of data getting corrupted is very, very, very remote, not possible, unless and until some issue is there in the system server itself. Then your data security is there. You can purchase plans of a data security. Some nominal amount again will be added to your monthly plan, and anywhere access. That is the biggest advantage. You are in office, take your laptop, connect it to your system. Your data is centralized space. Going to your client page, take their computer, connect the remote desktop to your server in the online. Your system is connected. So anywhere data is there, and lot of controls can be given. Say you have 10 staff, you want this staff to access only this folder. This folder should not be accessed. This sync should not be accessed. Lot of user level control can be done in the computer cloud computing system. So who are all the service providers? If you see, there are many service providers. The top two are Amazon Web Service and Microsoft Azure. So we have a website from Amazon Web Service and Microsoft. If time permits, I will show you that website, just gist of that, what it is. Now, you want to get a live demo, or if you want to take some live experience, freehand experience before you want to experience in a real-time basis, what you can do is just log into Amazon or log into Microsoft Azure. They give a sample free version of server with limited speed and limited data capacity for 12 months. You can use that, try the data. Only one problem will be there is that the IP address will change every time. So you have to take care of that IP address. You can see some YouTube video. They will explain clearly within 15 minutes. Within how many minutes? Maximum 15 to 30 minutes. You can set up an online cloud computing system. It doesn't take more than that time. So we have person who can set up, or you can just watch YouTube video. A lot of videos are available how to set up. You just type in YouTube how to get free online server in Amazon, free online server in Microsoft Azure. You will find. Just I'll show you this website. 1 minute. Microsoft Azure login. Microsoft Azure login. Just you type this Microsoft Azure login. Here you can see sign into Microsoft Azure. So this is the portal. Here you can see, I'll just zoom it out. So here you can see that you will get 12 months of free services. So using this, you can start and select and then start the package. You can select some 2 or 3 servers are mentioned with the speed. You can select the speed and then start with this. So this 12 months trial you can take if you are comfortable, then you can proceed with using this online cloud computing system. So what is the cost involved? Okay, sir, all well and done, sir. So normally, if you see, there are many vendors. If you make a call, just dial, you want a cloud computing person, thousands of vendors will call you. Different person will tell different types of story. One person will call you and tell, sir, per user, I am going to charge you 1,000 rupees or 2,000 rupees per month. Someone will say, sir, any number of users or up to 10 users, so much is the money. See how the cost is calculated, I'll tell you in this cloud computing. You first go select the server. Then you select what is the hard disk size. Then you select what is the RAM. These are the three basic criteria. Based on the server speed, based on the RAM, and based on the hard disk space, your monthly price will be calculated. So we have 4-core computing, 5-core, 6-core. Core computing is there. So you can just consult your technology person. They will be able to guide you how much speed is required. Like you have i4, i5, i-speed speed system. Same way, such kind of system are there. So based on the number of users, say approximately if you have up to 10 users, you can purchase with 7 GB RAM, 4-core processing system, and then approximately roughly your cost will be about 6 hours to 8 hours per month. Now, why I am telling it is not fixed. Based on the number of hours you use the system, that is, you switch on or switch off the online server, based on that, your billing will be done. It is not based on the number of users. It is based on how much time your system is on. Say one user is switching on the system at 9 o'clock and the last user is shutting down the system at 8 o'clock. So all the users have logged out and last user is shutting down the system. Even with your mobile phone, you can shut down the system. So you can even predefine the timing that automatically 9 o'clock, your server should be shut down. So 11 hours, 12 hours billing will be done. So you have to ensure that what scheme you purchase. Many people will fool you and tell, sir, it is based on number of users. We will do all these settings. Don't go to such users. Buy with some clear, directly Azure authorized person who will help you in guide you proper server, what you have to take, which RAM, which hard disk, and based on the usage, they will charge you, not based on the number of users. If you feel the speed is slow, then you can go for a higher server. Automatically, original Windows will be there, everything will be there. How much time for implementation? Maximum 1 hour. Even you can try if you are a technology expert. You just watch a YouTube video which is hardly of 15 minutes. And you can log in and try and create a small server for you freely for 12 months. Implementation and training, yes, you have to give certain training to your staff and it may take some 4 to 5 days for making them understand how to log in and what it does. 4 to 5 days is too high. Normally 4 to 5 days. Based on number of days you use, number of hours you use, you pay the amount. And even 12-month free trial is available. So any doubt in this part? Cloud computing, updating your system to the online server, any doubt you have, you can unmute the mic and ask me. Or you can type in the chat box. No doubts? Fine. Next is the document management tools. Sir, in the server, sir, at least show me some tools that, okay, using my existing system, at least I can maintain. Yes, there are also there. Some of them use Dropbox. Some of them very commonly is Google Drive and OneDrive. See, Google Drive and OneDrive are part of the Google Suite. Google Drive is part of Google Suite. OneDrive is part of the Microsoft Office 365. See, here also, whenever you are using this document management tool, see, one, if you have an online server, all your data will be there in the online server itself, and you can define the accessibility according to your need, according to the user. Same way, in Google Drive and OneDrive, the data can be shared based on the email address. Lot of tips and tricks are there, lot of methodologies are there where you can maintain the Google Drive. You can make your Google Drive as your drive in your system and access fastly. You can make it offline, you can make it online. lot of options. I think most of you are using it, nothing much to tell. But this document management tool can be used if you are not going for online computing to access your data, to make it available online. I also maintain a lot of my data in Google Drive, my personal data. I maintain in Google Drive. So where anywhere I go, I just open it, my mobile phone, I get the data, access, and I save the data. Then the communication tools. Most of us, we are using the Gmail tools. If you want to go for a better tool, you can use Microsoft Teams. But again, as I said, everything is money. Nothing is free in this world. Microsoft Teams is again very powerful software where it gives access. Lot of controls can be done. Lot of reporting can be done. It has inbuilt software. Inbuilt many external softwares can be accessed. Lot of good advantage is there if you use Microsoft Teams. But again, yes, if you have 10 to 20 users per month, you might have to shell out more than say somewhere 300 to 500 different plans are there. So based on that, you have to use it. Then Zoom, we all know WebEx, Zoom. Zoho is like Office, Google Suite, that is a new software. But again, same way, the cost is monthly per user. If you take a basic package is 125, then you go to next level package, it is 600, 700 rupees. So based on your usage, you can select the communication tools. Next, we come to the office management tool. Now, what is this office management tool? What is the biggest challenge we are facing today? So many works are there. Daily we go and sit, sir, notice one, sir, GST notice one, sir. Then income tax notice one, refund one there. So we make a note on the diary and then suddenly we forget. We give the task to someone, we forget to whom we are given. The work. So we tend to forget a lot of things because a lot of already other pressures are there. So there are software like Pepilio or Cordel. Few of the software like Pepilio or Cordel is being prepared by a chartered accountant only. They have prepared the software based on our usage. And some of these softwares are available freely to us by the CMP management benefit. That is, the institute is also providing some of these softwares freely. We can utilize these free softwares, take a trial, because in our institute, if you go, the free softwares have limited service. Maybe 2 years or 3 years, they give you the license with limited number of persons. So we can use this free software which the institute, the benefit is giving to us as a members, and then we can try, okay, which is the best software. And if you feel 1 or 2 years that this is comfortable, you can track all your work, all your data, what work you are giving to your staff, and what work, how you are communicating, whether the reporting is done correctly or not. All these things can be analyzed. Same way you have Microsoft Teams and Slack. Slack is an international software for the purpose of management of the office. Now we come to the productivity tools. Most of us are using Excel and Word. We restrict ourselves to Excel and Word. Again, Excel, you have offline version, you have online version. Like how we have Google Suite offline version and online version. And new software, that is Zoho. It is also in the similar term with Google Suite and Microsoft, but not that much big of Microsoft 365 or Google Suite. So what is the advantage? It depends upon what you want to use. Like Office 365, most of you will be familiar with the Excel. But nowadays, many people have shifted from Office 365 to Google Space or Google Sheet. If you look at Google Sheet, we are able to share a lot of controls are there. Like how Google Sheets are there, even in Office 365, you have online and offline version of Excel, where you can save the data in the OneDrive, and then you can get the access. So what is the advantage of this productivity tool? See, till now, we have been using only Excel and Word. Better to use Office 365 original version. If you buy, the cost is around some 770 rupees, and along with that, you get many softwares like Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and one software which I am using of late is the Microsoft Power Automate. So Microsoft Power Automate again is a very wonderful tool to send reminder to my clients. A personalized reminder monthly goes automatically, 6 or 7 email goes to all my clients automatically without me intervening. Automatically it is calculating the due dates of the return filing and then sending the emails. That is Power Automate. The next level of Excel, if you want to excel in Excel, if you want to go to next level of Excel, then by Office 365, try to use this Power Automate, a very powerful tool to combine data from multiple sources. You can get the data from Gmail, send the data from Gmail, get the data from Google Suite, or get the data from your WhatsApp or your Facebook or your Instagram. And integration can be done. System is little simple. Yes, you have to spend some time. Then only you will be able to understand the Microsoft Power Automate. So using Microsoft Power Automate, lot of integration can be done between your data. Any doubt? Someone is asking. Okay, now how I'll give an example like how I use the Microsoft Power Automate or the Google Space. Normally, what happens is we have a master sheet in Google Sheet. We have master data in Google Sheet where all my clients' GST name, user ID, password is given, and access is given for the limited person who are my staff. They can only access those data. Now we have a master sheet. If any new client is coming, we update that in the Google Sheet. From the Google Sheet, what we have done is we have linked that Google Sheet to Excel. Google Sheet can be linked to Excel. Just you need to open the Excel and refresh the data. Once my master data is updated, I refresh the Excel. My Excel master data is also updated. Now this Excel file is stored in my OneDrive. So using the Power Automate, what I do is I get the data of my client where I have my client name, client email address, client mobile number from the OneDrive Microsoft Excel and do some mail merge and generate an email automatically every month on the different dates. So this way you can also integrate Google Suite with Office, Excel, and lot of productivity can be done. This is one example which I am telling you. Now, what is the cost? If you see the cost of implementation, if you want to know that how much the standard package is there. See, the basic package is if you want to use only the online version, not the offline version, then it is 125 rupees per month. Now some changes might have been made. And the standard package is 660 rupees per user per month. If you have a small office, you can buy this 660 rupees. In this 5 users can use the Office original version. In 5 systems, you can install it, whether it is laptop or whether it is system, everything is available and you get lot of data in that. Apart from Word and Excel, you get the original Outlook, PowerPoint, and then the Microsoft Power Automator, and then some utilities. All those data you get. Then you have your premium version that is only for advanced users. Similar way, you have your Google Suite. Even Google Suite, the pricing is similar manner, 125 rupees per user per month. Business standard user 600 rupees. And now this Google Suite has been changed with some other name, some Google Space or Google Space, they have changed the name. Same way Zoho, similar plans are there. Depending upon what is your requirement, you can purchase this. I would suggest, my personal experience is I use Excel a lot and we all use Excel a lot. Excel with Tally is a good combination. Using ODBC, lot of data can be done. And in Excel, if you use Power Query, again, it is next level and lot of things can be automated. Now, we have seen some softwares before like Papilio and some other software like task management. If you see the committee for member in practice, they are providing some softwares free to us. Apart from some software, they also provide some schemes, insurance scheme, benefit scheme, all those schemes are there. So what are the benefit schemes which Institute is providing? You can see in this website, www.cmpbenefits.icai.org, where you can download these softwares, try and take a trial. See, 2 or 3 software, task management software are there in our website. Try those softwares and check if it is suitable for you. Then you can proceed with the bigger version if you want. So next is the Google Suite and the Google Form and Google Sheet. See, what is the problem which we are facing? Getting the data from the client. Today, we get the data from WhatsApp. We get the data from email. Sometimes they give the data to us. Lot of data collection is done in our office. And sometimes after a period, if you want to search the data, we get confused. We go to email and search the data. Sometimes we type some name, we don't get the data. So our data tracking becomes little difficult. So most of the cases, what we use is we create a Google form. Now, what is Google form is, it is a data collection methodology. Now, if you see, you might nowadays receive a link that once you, if you want to attend this program, click the link. Then in the link, they will ask your name, they will ask your address, they will ask your other details, and then all the payment details. How it is done? It is through Google form. So getting the data from Google form, and then that data can be converted in Google Sheet or to Excel. These things can be done using the system. I use Google Form very extensively to collect the data. Say, for example, a new client is coming and he's telling that, sir, you please send me the requirement of data for PAN application. We have a data for PAN, Google Form, where he will write his name, first name, last name, middle name, all the data he will fill. Say, my client is telling that I want to prepare a partnership deed. So if I want to prepare a partnership deed, normally what is the data we have? We will get the partner name, address, age, firm name, address, all those data. There are certain basic data we get. So this, what I have done is I have created one Google form. I send a link. I send a link of that form. In that form, the data is being filled by my client, that I convert into Google Sheet. And then from that Google Sheet, I convert the data into Excel. I don't convert technically. One predefined system is there. And then using the mail merge in the Excel, that is using the mail merge option in the Word, I prepare the partnership deed. If someone is giving me this data, my client is filling the data, giving the data in Google form, within 15 minutes, partnership deed is ready. Why? Because once my client fills the data, he gives all the data, it comes to the Google Sheet. From Google Sheet, it comes to Excel. And then I open the Word file, do the mail merge, partnership deed is ready, just check the data and then complete the work. So we'll see one demo of how to do this in detail. I may not be able to give because we don't have that much time. Just a demo of how we use it. Okay, so if you see what I have typed is www.bit.ly/VKCPD. That is, this is my customized link. Now, any link, you can shorten it using Bitly website. Right? Now, I type this link, what happens? One LLP formation checklist comes. For same way, partnership deed, I have separate checklist. LLP formation separate checklist is there. This link I send to my client. What my client will do, he will provide all the details, name of the partnership firm, what is the registered place, all those details will be sent. So based on the data, what I select. So I have predefined this form. It is very easy to create a form. I'll show you just how to create a form, one basic form also. Some number, mobile number, 9 digit. And then if I select 3 partnership firm, and then next, based on the number of selection, some this I have not yet completed. So based on the number of selection, automatically the details will be asked. So this is Google form. So you send the link, the client can open in the mobile, you get the data in the website. So how to create a Google Sheet, I'll just show you a demo. you have to go to your Google Drive. 1 minute. So you open your Gmail, go to your Google Drive. In the Google Drive, you have this Google Drive. So this is my basic data. Normally, my data, whatever PPT is there, you will find that all those things are there in the Google Drive. I just right click on any place, select Google form. Lot of templates are there. You can create a blank form. I select this blank form, right? Say PAN card data or some data. So you can give a name, PAN data collection. So what name? PAN data collection, first name, name. So I make this as compulsory. Then you add it. Next question, mobile number. Again, I make this as compulsory. Why we are providing this compulsory is, yes, this is mandatory. Only if this data is filled, then you can go to the next part. Then email address. So automatically it will select the type. Then address. This 4 data only I'll collect. So now what happens? How much time it took? Hardly 1 or 2 minutes. So if you want to get a detailed data, you can create questions and then tell, okay, give this data, give this data, give this data. Now you have to create a link. This is the Google form. You can just select send. Once you select send, what will happen is you will get this screen. In that you have this link. You select the link. You can shorten the link also. This is the link, Google form. I copy this link. Now to whomever I want to send, I can just say, ask them that you can use this and fill the data. So I'll show you how to open this data. 1 minute. That's some problem. Okay. So the link is already copied. So what I'm going to do is, I'll just click the link. This is the link which is copied and just press enter. You will find that now the data is done. I'll fill one data. Say name, Vinodh Kothari. So now the data collection is done from mobile also. I can send and then submit. That's it. How much time it took to fill the data, how much time it took to create a form. Initially, you may face some hiccups, but once you do it, it becomes very easy. Any data collection, even you can do an attachment in this. Say you want to attach, ask them to attach an address proof or any other document. I can do this, address proof. Then what I can do is, I can select here. This is, you can see file upload. And then it will ask you, what do you want? Yes, do you want to connect? Yes, continue. Then you can say, what are the types of file, what data you want. So your data becomes more structured and then it becomes, saving becomes more easy. So this is one example. Now, if you see on the top, you will see that I have given one response. This response is received here. You can see my data. Now, same response can be converted into Google Sheet. Right hand side, you come. You will see green space, create a spreadsheet, create. Now what has happened? The data which is here collected from my client is now come to the Google Sheet, right? Now what did I say? From your Google Sheet, you can link the data to your Excel. So I'll open the Excel now. How to link your data without copying. How to link your data without copying in Excel. So that can be done using Google Sheet. Now this data is in Google Sheet. I want this data in Excel. What I can do is go to file. In the file, you can see one minute. I think they have changed the menu. Yeah. Yeah. Go to share. Go to Google Sheet. Then you have to go to share. Then you have to select publish to web. Now in publish to web, what do I want to publish? I want to publish only the form response. So I can select this CSV file, make it as a CSV, comma separated, and then publish. Do you want to publish this? Yes. So once I select publish, what will happen is one link is created. Can you see this link? I'll copy this link. Since this is not a training session, I'm just showing you a demo that these things are possible within some 15-20 minutes. Just I'm showing a demo. Now what happened is I have copied this link. This link is from where? Google Sheet. I open the Excel. In the Excel, I go to the data tab. In that you have queries and connection. Sorry, you get data. In get data, from there I select the link, Control V, and OK. So now what has happened? Whatever data was there in the Google Sheet, it is now uploaded here. Now you will see this table you will get here. What is that? Vinodh Kothari. So we'll add another data in our Google Sheet to check whether it is updating or not. So once again, submit another response. Then I'll give Rajesh, then mobile number. Right? This data is there, submit. Now if I check this data, you see Rajesh is updated in the Google Sheet. Now go to Excel, just press refresh, go to data and select refresh all. That's it. So now it is taking the data from online and uploading here. Sometimes it may take 2 or 3 times. 3 minutes. Normally it happens. See, it has come. That's it. 2 or 3 times refresh I have to press, and your data is in Excel. Now you can use it in whatever manner you want. So using Google Sheet and Google Form and Excel, interrelation between the data can be done. I'll just show you about linking now. Links have become very difficult nowadays. Now if you copy and send, now how I remembered my data, bit.ly.vkpd.com, how to create that? For that you need to go to bit.ly website, bit.ly. Any link you have, you want to shorter that link, what you can do is just type bit.ly, bit.ly, and go to that website. Then there is a free account. Using the free account, you can log in using your Google or whatever link it is. I'll create one link. I'll just select a create. Then I'll copy the Google Form link. How to copy the Google Form link? My Google Form is open. I select send. Then I go to this link. I copy this link, shorter link, and then I copy this link. I go to bit.ly and say enter the link V. So what I create, right? Now this link automatically some name they have given. If you see customize the back half. So I give VKC demo link or VKC demo. VK demo link. Okay. This link, since the name is already taken, it is not allowing demo link 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So what is our name? VK demo link 1, 2, 3, 4. So I just send to my client www.bit.ly/VK demo 1, 2, 3, 4. Something has gone wrong. So I have not saved it. So bit.ly/VK demo link 1, 2, 3, 4. Now that Google form will be opened. So this way you can create your own customized link using this Bitly management. These are some tips and tools for your day-to-day activities. Am I visible?
Yes, sir.
I think some hiding panel, that issue is there. Unable to. So this is Office 365 Power demo. It will take some time, so we'll just now. Next is the remote working tools. Now this is one example I have just shown you that how you can customize using Google Form. Lot of data collection can be done from your clients or any other place. Then the remote working tools, already most of us are knowing that we have this TeamViewer, AnyDesk, remote desktop. So remote desktop is only what we use it for the online cloud service also. The next we come to the work specific software. Now if you see work specific software, we have the tax compliance software. Tax compliance software is like you have Computax. Now Computax has a CompuWeb online where you can connect your data or Computax from anywhere in the world. But only one thing is that where the Computax is installed, the system in which the Computax is installed, that should be switched on. Then you have this Clear Tax or Gen software, Winman software, a lot of tax compliance software are available. Then you have accounting software. Tally has developed very good accounting software. Already we are using Tally for so many years, but of late, if you see, even the Tally has implemented the e-invoice. Within a click of a button, e-invoice can be generated. Within a click of a button, e-way bill can be generated. So Tally, latest Tally Prime version is very good, and maybe in the future it will help you in doing the reconciliation also, the GST reconciliation, all those. They are developing a lot of things. Then you have this Zoho and QuickBook. In future, I said that artificial intelligence is going to take over a lot of work. Now, what is the work of an accountant? If you see, he has to daily update the cash book entry. He has to update the bank book entry. He has to update the sales entry. He has to update the purchase entry. Then monthly do the reconciliation, and then final adjustment entries, year-end adjustment entries. He has to pass. Now, if you see accounting software like Zoho and QuickBook, what they do, you link your bank account statement, you link your credit card statement, you link your Google Pay statement, you link your Phone Pay statement to Zoho or QuickBook. What happens? It will pick up the data from the bank statement automatically and pass the entry automatically. And whichever entry Zoho or QuickBook is unable to understand, it will show it in the suspense. Now, once you clear the suspense, what the Zoho or QuickBook are going to do is, in the background, it is going to find out on what basis you have cleared the entries. Next time, automatically it will clear the entries and pass the entries of your bank account. And you will find lesser number of suspense account. That means what? Now the accountant need not pass all the bank account entry. He needs to check only what the system is showing suspense. That clearance, if he does, that is okay, done. Now e-invoice, we know that it is mandatory for more than 20 crore rupees from 1st March, 1st April 2022. And in future, in the next maybe 1 or 2 years, government is having a plan that e-invoice will be implemented for those who are having turnover more than 5 crores. That means what? 80 to 90% of the purchase invoices will be in the e-invoice mode only. Once your vendor is filing a e-invoice where the data is coming, it is coming to the GST portal. From the GST portal, it will be linked to your accounting software, and in future, purchase entries will be passed automatically. Now, sales entry, the salesperson is passing. Purchase entry, 80 to 90% of the work is done automatically by taking from the GST portal. Bank entry is done by the system by linking it to the bank account. Only cash entry and the purchase bills without e-invoice entries needs to be passed. You see how much thing is automated. So in future, these software, there are already many software are built and being started like Zoho and QuickBook. Lot of development is going on. So future accounting job will be very, very less. Only it will be automated job, control job, adjustment job, checking job will be more. Then you have this tally feature. In tally, you have a lot of features which many less of them use. Like you have something called as an audit feature, which can be done for used for the purpose of auditing. That is normally what happens is when we go for audit, we see the tally data. And then what we do, we make a note of the queries in the paper, or we make a note of the queries in the Excel file. Then we discuss with the client. But next year when we go, the data is not available. The book is not available. So in Tally itself, you have an inbuilt audit feature where you can do the auditing and raise the query related to the ledger, query related to the entry, query related to the company, and save the data there itself. And whatever remarks your client is given, that is also been saved in that Tally itself. So this way, audit features can be used. Next thing which many very less people use is the Tally to Excel real-time access. See, what is now we are in the month of May. Most of you might have started the tax audit work. In tax audit, after completing the audit, what we do, we prepare the financial statements. Now, how do we prepare the financial statement? We get the trial balance from Tally, we export it to Excel, and then prepare the financial statement. Then we make some changes in Tally that is not updated in the financial statement. Again, we copy the data and then prepare the Excel financial statement. There is something called in Tally as a Tally ODBC, where your data in Tally can be linked to Excel in a real-time basis. If you link it and then link that data to your financial statement, then what happens is automatically your financial statements are also updated. Next time you make a change entry in the Tally and save it, refresh the data in the Excel, automatically that data will be updated. These two options are there. One, if you know how to do it in ODBC, that can be done using that. Or else you can purchase software. I'm going to show you one software that is also prepared by a CA who gives you, he was prepared a template to get the data from Tally to Excel and prepare the financial statement. Then passing of Tally entry. Now, Tally normally what happens is nowadays we get a lot of data in the Excel itself. We look at the data and then pass the entry. There's something called as E2 Tally soft. This again is prepared by one chartered accountant where he gives a utility in Excel. If you have your data in Excel, prepare the data in the specified format and import the entries. Even thousands and thousands of entries can be imported without passing an entry in Tally using this E2 Tally soft. Many such similar software are available. I'm talking most of the softwares which are prepared by a chartered accountant. Why? Because we know how they know how we work, how the report is prepared. That becomes more easier for them also to understand what is our requirement. Then the next software is the software which I was talking is about the blackhorseexcellence.com. Black Horse, BLACK, excellence.com. Now, this is prepared by chartered accountant CA Mool Chandani. I think he's in Surat or Ahmedabad. So, what he does is he prepares an Excel utility and he is selling that Excel utility. Charges are also very reasonable. Some If you take 5,000 rupees, you can take a lifetime utility with updates, or yearly you take 800 rupees. Some charges are there, different charges are there. What he does is, he gives a utility to you using which you link this utility with your tally. Financial statements can be prepared. I'll just show you one sample of this. So this is the automation. You can see this balance sheet automation tool. This is purchased from the Moolchan, that is the Black Horse Excellence. If you see this, it is not that much difficult to use. They provide you the training, all those details are also there. You open the tally. Then once you open the tally, some settings has to be done. And then you can see import data from tally, or import data from tally 32-bit or 64-bit. Both the options are there. What happens is, once you open the tally, you open the required company, you open the required financial year, it will pick up the data from the tally and link it to you in this Excel file. The system grouping, what it is, ledger grouping, what it is, as on the year, all those dates it will provide. Then what you have to do is, you have to provide the grouping as per your requirement in the financial statement. Here there are two options. Either you do the proper grouping in a tally itself. You cannot do, then you do this grouping in the Excel year and subgrouping. Automatically, it will help you create the financial statements. You can see this. Once the data is linked and updated, the financial statement is also prepared. The balance sheet format, the profit and loss format, horizontal format, vertical format, the schedules, everything is automated based on how you provide the data in the trial balance. That is, the grouping and this noting has to be done properly. This is one-time job. And once you do it, automatically your data is updated, financial statement is updated. We all know that once we prepare a financial statement and send it to a client, suddenly he will say, sir, this change you have to make, sir, that change you have to make. And then you make the change in tally, then a lot of time is spent in updating the data in the financial statement. Our staff also make some mistake. They don't provide the link. In spite of the trial balance tally in the tally, they say, sir, after preparing this, the balance sheet is not tallying, the profit is not tallying. So these kinds of mistakes can be avoided. And then software for analyticals. The biggest challenge today is the GST. Yes, most of you are facing trouble with GST. I can suggest you one software which is free. That software is OptoTax. Again, this is also created by a chartered accountant community. That's why it is free. Now, what is this OptoTax software? Now, OptoTax software is a GST software. I am using it. I have created, it is free. You can just show you this website. You have to go to OptoTax. OPTOTAX. OptoTax login. Right? And here you click it. This is OptoTax. Very easy to file your returns, to get the data from the GST portal of your client, to get the data of the reconciliation, your 3B reconciliation. I'll show you a demo. So using the Google account, you can create an account. It is free of cost. No charges are there. N number of clients you can add. N number of data you can add. That is the updates. Only one thing is the data will be updated. Data will be updated only when you give the user ID and password. Only when you give the user ID and password. Say I'm selecting one company. So this is the company I'm selecting. You can see the dashboard, whether what are the returns are filed or not. This is not updated because this is a client which has closed the company. That's why it is not showing. So once I sync it, it will ask me the user ID and password of the GST portal. And once I provide, within 1 minute, it will get all the data of the return filed. Then you have same way, you can file the return to this portal itself. Then there's a report. If you see, you want to get the comparison of 3B summary for the year, you can select the financial year and get the comparison. say 1920, this comparison you want. Once you select 3B summary report, it will again ask for the user ID and password. Once you give the user ID and password, within 1 or 2 minutes, you will get the data. You want to download the GSTR1 detailed report, within 2-3 minutes, the data will be downloaded. Your reconciliation between 2A and 3B, within 2 minutes, it will give you the report for the whole year. How much time we are spending in our office to generate this reconciliation, within few minutes, this software helps you to provide the data. So this is called as OptoTax, OPTO, which you can use it just as shown a real-time demo, which I am using it for my preparing the GSTR9 in my Excel template. GSTR9, how I prepared the template is I fill the data as per GSTR3B. Then I fill the data as per book. Automatically difference comes. And then it is linked to GSTR9, which I have prepared in my Excel itself. Now the data of the GSTR returns, how do I get? I download the Excel file from the OptoTax and link it to my GSTR9 template. Automatically it gets filled. So OptoTax is one good software which you can use it. Many of them don't know. They have been there in for almost since the GST is there. Last year I took a session for them. Then only I came to know about this software. Very good software which will help lot of time for you in saving. For the main purpose is the GST. Then if you want to go next level in Excel, two things you can learn. One is Power Query and Power BI. We have seen macros in Excel. It is outdated. Some coding is required. A lot of things are there. But Power Query, what is Power Query in Excel? Now, Power Query in Excel is you have a data. Normally, we get some data from our client. We do some analysis or we do some cleaning of the data and then generate the final report. So while cleaning the data, what we do, we change the column or we change the header name or we change the formatting, all those data will be there. Every step will be recorded in the Power Query. So Power Query is a very powerful tool in Excel. A lot of my office automation I have done using Power Query. If I have a data in my PDF, if I have a data in Excel, if I have multiple data from multiple sources, I can link all these data and combine in Power Query. So that is powerful. If you have a data in a PDF and you want to convert to Excel using Power Query, you can use it. But for that, you have to use the latest version of Office 365. Latest version of Office 365, then only your data can be used. Converted from PDF to Excel. I'll just check if I can show you some demo on this. So this is again from Power Query. So I'll show you how to get the data from PDFs. You go to get data from file and here you get the from PDF. So if I have any PDF data, I'll just check. Okay, I don't have some data. So if I select a PDF file, automatically it will get the data from PDF file and convert it to Excel. Even if it is thousands of pages in the PDF, it can convert. I have been using this for one purpose. I will tell you, I got an assignment for verifying whether the PF payment is matching with the wage register and the ESI register to find out the audit report. Now, the PF challan is in the PDF format. Now, how many employees are there? Somewhere around 1,200 employees, PF is paid and it is in the PDF challan. So using this utility, what I have done is, I have taken that PDF, converted into Excel, then using the Power Query, I am able to map it and then find out the variance report. First time it took me some 1 hour. Same work without Power Query, it was taking 4 to 5 hours to convert the data itself. So using Power Query, you can do lot of things in your office. And then Power BI is again next level of Power Query. So this, if you want some dashboard kind of a thing, then you can use the Power BI. Then idea software is that. Then Power Automate already I have discussed. Now if you want, sir, I want something new, sir. Excel and all old, Google Sheet also old, Power Query, sir. Some more advanced version, is there anything in Excel? Yes, there it is. This is called as Air Table. So Air Table is next level of Excel. See, in Excel, to build a report, we need to do formulas and then lot of reporting has to be done. It has been simplified in Airtable, but initially it will take some time. You have to take some time to understand it, learn it, then only you will be able to use it. Recently only I came to know about this Airtable. This is there for the last some 2-3 years. So some free version is also there, paid version is there. If you want to learn, if you are keen on learning more new things, you can make a note of this Airtable. It is very good. I have seen the reporting formats, but initial it will take some time for you to understand. And then some small office utilities. Say for example, file. File is one software where you can just scan the expense voucher. It will convert that into an entry. So Excel data. So that is file intelligent expense management utility. Then Perfios. See, most of them you have your clients, individual clients. They don't maintain books of accounts. So what we do is normally we take the bank statement. Nowadays, bank statement has become a mess. People are using this Google Pay, Screen Pay, Swiggy, Zomato, everything in the bank statement. And preparing a summary itself is a big challenge. So Perfios is one website which is used by many bank loan department to analyze the bank statement. Some per account, if you want to activate this for your client, it will take some 500 rupees. If you feel that there are many bank statement for your client and you want to organize prepare the bank statement, analyze and give you the summary, you can use the software Perfios, where you make a payment, you link the bank account of your customer, you link the bank account of your client, you call your client, 5 minutes it will take. So please give access to your online. It will not do any transaction. It will only pick the bank statement from the internet banking and then do the analyze and give you the summary, that what are all the summary of your bank statement. So Canvas is designing a document and finding some software professional. You want that you want some software professional or small app to be done or small Excel designing to be done. Upwork is one website. If you want to send a bulk SMS to your clients, reminder about the fees. Nowadays, anyway, SMS, many people are not reading, but we have this software called Message Club. Then LastPass is one Google extension where you can store the password. And this Lightshot, again, Lightshot is a very small utility which I use regularly. Normally, what happens is, say, I want to copy the screenshot. Normally, we press print screen and then a lot of process needs to be done. I use the Windows WhatsApp desktop model. Whenever I make a payment, just use this Lightshot. I'll show you what the demo of Lightshot. If I press print screen, already Lightshot is activated. I am pressing print screen. Sorry, it is not activated. Just a second. So this is Lightshot app. I am just activating it. So this has gone to my memory. You can see this. It has gone to my memory. So if I want to copy this, I just press print screen. So once I press print screen, what happens is it will allow me to select any part of screen. I can just copy. You can see this, copy or save. I don't know whether you are able to see this or not. So if there is this copy, anywhere I can paste. I have copied this screen and now I am pasting here. So I'll just paste here, Control V. So you can see this. Once again, I'll show you this Lightshot print scheme, very small utility. I want to copy this data and send it WhatsApp. Just I can select, I copy it and then Control V. This part is come separately. So this is one small utility. So these are some technology updates which you can utilize in your office to make it more effectively. See, if you don't want to change the server system, it depends upon because the cost. But rather than that, try to implement it, automated software like Perfios, where you can save a lot of time, like OptoTax, then the Excel. Instantly, you will get good result. In Excel Power Query, try to give some time, See, we are all practicing chartered accountants. Unless and until we don't get updated with the technology, we will become outdated. Even now, I find some time, try to see in YouTube what is the latest in Excel, what is the latest in this data management and all, and try to learn new things. So this is what is the today's content. Hope I have been able to give some oversight to you about the CA Office technology tools. So now the floor is open. If you want, you can ask me any questions. I'll be happy to reply. You can unmute your mic and ask or type in the chat box.
So anybody having any queries? It looks like there's no queries, sir.
Yeah, because technology is such thing where I think one query has came. Just a second, I'll share this PPT. You can share with them, madam.
Okay. So
Not to, okay. Security aspect to take care of CA office. There's a security office at present. The antivirus software are there, which you have to buy. Apart from the antivirus software, you have some that is niche and a lot of some technology network related antivirus software. Firewalls are there which you can purchase. So security is a threat. Most of us give the least care in two things in a CA office. One is the security. Second is the backup. Which is my experience. These two things we give the least care. And if something happens, first thing which is going to attack is the security. That is data. And once the data is attacked, and if you don't have a proper backup, then we have to ensure that backup is also taken. See, in a small and medium-sized office, there are many Kaspersky or AV software. We can use it. Where if you have a system which has yearly package, some 10 users, 12 users, 2,000, 3,000 rupees per year charges are there. But that is also not that much secure. So if you use the firewall, the hardware firewall, not the software firewall, that is more secure than the software firewall. So firewall can be implemented. Again, the cost involved some 20,000, 30,000, depending upon the network slots. Now, what is this hardware firewall is? In the network, like you have a hub. How you plug the network cable? Same way, there is a hardware which has a firewall, and the network is plugged, and the security is done. Any doubts?
I think that's it, sir.
Okay, thank you, madam, for giving me this opportunity. I thank Madurai branch of SARC for giving me this opportunity, and I thank all the participants to on a Saturday evening to continuously stay on this session and get updated. So, main knowledge is more useful only when it is implemented. Some small change if you take in your office and implement it, I'll be more happy to see that lot of time is saved. Thank you very much.
Good evening, CA Vinodh Kothari, sir, for the day, speaker of the day and all members. It's very much unfortunate that I had technical issue in commencing the session today, and so also with the speaker's audio. As we all know, where there is more profit, more risk. Similarly, more is the convenience with technology, more are the issues as we had in SST portal, GST, income tax, etc. So we are left with no choice except to live with the same. It's my pleasure to thank CA Vinodh Kothari, sir, speaker of the day, on behalf of Madurai branch of SARC of ICI, on the need of our topic is necessity for technology updation in our offices. Thank you very much, sir, for highlighting the latest softwares available for automation, artificial intelligence, Excel utilities, Power Query, Google Sheets, Google Form, Office 365, Zoho QuickBooks, EcoTally, OptoTax, and similar softwares for data analytics, which will make our work much easier and many more, making the session very simple and understandable. I think we should have made the session a physical one rather than having it virtual. Again, we wish to have your session. We wish to call you physically to Madurai, sir. And for the forthcoming events for members, next Saturday, we have a session on taxation of charitable trust by CAM Lakshmanan, sir. And as all of you know, we are planning to have a residential seminar at Munnar with eminent speakers in the 3rd week of June, requesting all members to kindly register and participate and make use of the same. Once again, thank you, CA Vinodh Kothari, sir. It was a wonderful session. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you all.
Thank you, members. Thank you. Thank you, members.